Um, we are back. Today we are talking about Insatiable, one of the most depressing books on planet Earth.
I think
Just
Voracious is
kidding.
more, yeah, no.
Voracious and Restitution are much worse. But
Honestly,
if this book was on its own, I'd probably find it depressing. But because the other two are there to compare it to, I'm like, oh, it's a walk in the park. It
this
still
one,
hurts.
because this is a reread for us, I thought, honestly, like, Insatiable was going to be more depressing than it was. It was kind of
Because I
like
remembered,
more frustrating. Because I'm
I
like,
rem
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I remembered like certain things, and I thought some things from Voracious happened in Insatiable,
Yeah.
so I thought there was more. But I mean, like even on its own, like this book could stand as depressing, like with everything going on with Kate and Bernadette and
Yeah,
Archie
no,
and
it's,
everything going on. So like it totally could be completely fucked on its own. The only reason it doesn't seem fucked is because of how fucked the other two are. It's
I
the only
also
reason.
think too, you don't really know what's going on. You kind of know,
If you
but like,
translate what Cade says, that's the most depressing line on planet Earth. I screenshotted it. I Google translated it and I screenshotted it in case you
what
want me
is
to
it?
repeat it.
Yeah, I
Hold
don't.
on.
I
Let
didn't.
me pull it up. I have when I read this the first time I read it on Kindle and I put a note of a translation, but then I read it physical this time, so obviously I didn't have my note, so I retranslated it. Um, but it is, hold on, I have to find it. Ah, I am sold for sex and death to protect everyone I love, including you, Freckles. And that's the line that he says in Latvian, and she says, "What the hell? Like, what did you just say?" And he goes, "I hope you never find out."
Yeah,
And that is like it gets me every time. I'm like, oh, why,
I think it's
why,
Russian,
why,
but
why?
yeah.
No, it was Latvian because she's like, wait, what the hell? Because he was speaking like all these different kinds of languages, and she's like, hey, when
Mm.
did you learn like multiple languages? Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's not happy, but like you don't like really get the full picture of like how evil Bernadette is.
I mean, but it's also been talked about like that they had a daughter that died, and you don't really get like the full story on like what happened there. Like you can obviously tell that like the baby was just never born and something happened, but you're not quite sure. And things are
Well,
hinted at. Like there's
yeah.
just Jason's not a part of Kate's life anymore, but you're not obviously we had read this before, so this time around we were aware of everything. But when you read it the first time, you're not quite sure what's going on with Jason and Kate. You can put together that him and Stacy slept together because Kate makes all the comments about, "Oh, you just like them older or whatever." But
No, I
you're not
didn't
really sure.
we don't put that together. You just assume she slept with someone who was older and that he
I put
hates
it together.
Jason. Well, yeah,
I
you
put
can make the assumption that it puts it you yeah, you
I
can make
mean,
the assumption.
I don't he doesn't talk to his brother anymore, but he's super close with him in all the flashbacks and he keeps making older comments and saying she cheated. Obviously, it has something to do with his brother.
Yeah.
It would it like obviously it's super easy to put together. If you don't put it together, I don't know how you
Yeah.
can't put that together. Like it would boggle my mind. But these books are it's later than Psychotic. Obviously, when we read it the first time, I this you we were reading this first. We didn't read Psychotic first the first time we read it. So it feels lighter this time than it did the first time I read it because the first time I read it, this was my introduction to everything and everyone. But I will say I was a lot less confused when certain things came up, but
Yes.
my view on Tobias throughout this entire book shifted. Like, I still love him to death, like, absolutely love him. But there were certain things that he said and did, and I'm like, oh, you hypocrite. Or, like, he would just, like, say certain things, and I'm like, you literally did that. Or you did that, like, times 10. Like, you were
Hmm.
much worse. Or when he says things to Kate, and it's like, like, oh, that's normal. It's normal to obsess over your girlfriend that much. I'm like, Tobias, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we
Yeah.
just don't speak. Like,
Yeah.
maybe we just don't say anything. And
Yeah.
like so there was like
And he
certain
like
times that
encourages it.
it completely changed my view on it
Yeah.
a little bit having read Psychotic first this time because
Yeah.
last time I'm just meaning Tobias. Like I don't fully know what happened. It's not mentioned until like halfway through Insatiable that he like even did half the things that happen with Aria. Like you just know he's in a mental institution and you just know that like something happened, but you're not sure what.
Yeah, you
And
don't really know
it's not
until
mentioned.
him and Stacy talk when you get
Yeah, it's
some
not
of the
mentioned until like
backstory.
halfway through when she's thinking about all the reports she looked up on him, and you're like, oh, what? But of course, this time, obviously, we're going in knowing all these things, so that
Yeah,
also changed that because the first time I read it, it was just like you were just confused. I felt like you were confused a lot. So it's definitely another reason to read Psychotic prior to reading Insatiable. That's why we had
yeah.
her read it the way she did because you're like, why do we hate Tobias's mom so much? Like, what's wrong with
Mhm.
her? And then
Yeah,
like you're like, oh, I know why we hate Tobias's mom. So
yeah,
it's just like it's a different experience all in that sense. But yeah, my view on Tobias changed. Like there was moments where I know the first time I read it, I was like, oh, he's so sweet, I love him. And then there was times this time where I'm like, ooh, really? Like
yeah, yeah,
really? And then also my view on like when Cade is having like is like it's one of the flashbacks and he's talking to Stacey and she's like, why do you think your mom and your dad are sleeping together or whatever? And I'm like, and I remember the first time I read it, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, are they? Like, oh, love that. And then this time, like, I feel bad for Ewan. Like, I didn't feel bad for him the first time I read it. I don't really care about Ewan at that. Now I do, so it's like it felt different reading that. And then there was also like Kate in his head all the time would be like, I don't want my parents back together. He's like,
yeah,
my mom should stay with you, and honestly, Ewan deserves better than my mother. Like, just like all these different things. And I remember reading it the first time, I was like, what do you mean? Like, I totally love your dad. Like, I want them back
yeah.
together. And then now, having read what happened and everything, I'm like, I see your point, kid. I
Mhm.
get it. I know
Yeah,
why you don't want your parents back together because it is who knows what's gonna happen. You're all gonna end up in dog cages.
Not good.
Um, but yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. When Stacy went to go and talk to Tobias, and she was like, I need your help. This is what's going on. And he's like, when he comes to the realization, and he's like, you didn't fall down the stairs, did you? You didn't get the abortion, did you? You didn't do this on purpose, did you? And then
He
his
never
like,
said anything about an abortion. No one ever thought she aborted the kid. They thought she just fell down the stairs
yeah,
and
he
that's why she
did.
lost the baby.
No,
Well, she never had an abortion. There was no abortion.
I
And
know.
everyone knew she didn't have an abortion because she showed up at Cade's,
He
like covered in
literally,
blood.
he literally asked her, you didn't get an abortion, did you?
But he knew that. So clearly he's not thinking properly. That's weird. I don't remember him saying that. Why would he say that? They knew she didn't, because then we get the flashbacks and Voracious of what actually happened. And there was no abortion ever mentioned at all. She fell down the stairs, went over to Kate's freaking out. Arya checked her out. They went to the hospital. They said the baby was fine. She woke up in the morning covered in blood. Baby's gone. So there was like no even fake abortion. Like she never faked getting an abortion. So it's kind of weird that that would be what he said. I don't understand why he would say that. That makes zero
Because she said
sense.
she didn't fall down the stairs.
Well, yeah, she said she didn't fall down the stairs, but like they already figured someone was beating her and she just wasn't owning up to it, so they just kept going along with whatever she was saying. I mean, like this girl shows up in bruises all the time, but then Luciana was like, "Oh, she's the hardest to like, like I'm so jealous because she like never bruises like from dance or whatever." And I'm like, "How did you guys not like realize?"
No, this is
Like
the
she's
first time
saying
they ever saw them.
well, no, Kate had seen them before when they were dating. There's flashbacks, and he'd
Yeah,
see like weird
yeah,
Yeah,
bruises on
Kate's
her.
seen them.
Like
yeah,
there's, and also like yeah, she changes. She won't like probably change in front of her friends in certain scenarios. So yeah, it was the first time
yeah,
Luciella had seen like these horrible bruises, but it's like
yeah.
obviously something's happening. Like back then, you think Kate would have said something. it was just weird because
Right.
now he cares about it and they're not together anymore and he doesn't care about her. But now he's checking up on the bruises. But like back then, she would have weird bruises in weird places. Like her stories didn't make sense to have that bruise. Like the one time she showed up at his house and she had a bruise on the back of her neck and she's like, oh, it's from hoop training or whatever. But like it was
Hmm.
just like weird because you had just shown up because that was after the baby thing and it was like well you had just shown up with the whole like you fell down the stairs and now you have another bruise on the back of your neck, now you're showing up with a black eye here and you're saying you walked into a door. Like it was just
Yeah.
weird when you put all of that together and you think Cade
Hmm.
was so in love with her then and like there was no problems between then, but now he's like going to Luciella because he's concerned and they don't like he's claims that he hates her when he's doing that. So it's like, why when you loved her were you not like questioning it? Like I don't it was just weird. Like it's kind of weird in that. It's like why didn't you say something before? And I know that he doesn't have like the full capability of emotions, which is why like okay, like sure, but it was just more weird because all of a sudden when he hates her, now he's going to his sister because he's concerned. But when he loved her, he wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of weird. It's a little weird. It doesn't feel like it lines up perfectly on that one point. Like,
Because he
why
couldn't
weren't you saying
tell
something
her,
before?
I saw this.
No, but he could have. But his mom knew they were dating. He could have been like, "Have you like, can you like
Yeah.
check? See, like, there's some weird break." Like, he could have said something to someone else, or like everybody, like basically everybody else, honestly knew that he was dating her. Like it wasn't that big. Tyler and Des had that thing back then. Like he knew Des knew they were together. There was no way Tyler didn't. I mean, I know it's not admitted until later on, like now in the present timeline that Tyler knew back then, but like, like he could have, it was just like he could have gone to Des and been like, has Tyler ever said like anything about like Stacy having weird bruises or something? It's just weird. It's just weird that all of a sudden now he's asking, but he wasn't. Because even when you think about it, it's like, yeah, Luciella didn't know they were dating. Well, now he's asking Luciella, like, now when he hates her, and like Luciella still doesn't know they ever dated. And he like had to come up with a weird story for why he saw them. Well, Stacey used to go swimming at their house all the time. He could have easily seen something. Which also confuses me how nobody ever saw it. Like she was there like all the
Was
time,
it
especially after these incidences.
was it as bad then though?
Yeah, Chris beat the shit out of her, and that's how she like lost the baby.
I know, but
But yeah,
is that like
Fucking
really
hate
like when
him.
it started though?
towards the end of the relationship, yeah, it was the worst then. She would come like with a black eye and just claim she walked into a pole. Like no one's getting a black eye that bad from just walking into a pole.
No.
Like what I mean?
I've
Like he
smacked
could
my
have
head on a
easily
pole a
said,
few times. Never
yeah,
got
he could
black
have
eye.
easily just said something to Aria or something. But of course, like the book wouldn't happen if like
Well,
everything with Chris didn't go down.
I think also too he was now he's just a little bit removed from it and like he's not like blinded by like his love for her and he took
But
everything
he
he
is. This
trusted.
man,
Okay, but before he trusted every single word that was coming out of her mouth. Every single word. And now he doesn't. And now he's sort of
I guess,
looking at
I
it
don't
with a
know,
different
just
perspective.
it just still
Mm.
whatever. But yeah. But there was like so many. Oh my God, I was gonna say something before and now I
And
forgot what I was.
also
Hold on.
too the situation that he's in also opens his eyes to other things because he had not a sheltered life, but
Speaking of opening his eyes to other things, sorry, Kate kind of annoys me in Insatiable, but he's like aware that, you know, obviously, or not aware. Okay, so like his eyes are more open because of everything Bernadette and Archie have done to him, right? How can he not put two and two? Or his dad did with the same words she said to Kate a million times. I didn't want to be there. Blah blah blah. And she said it to Kate how many different times? And with everything that he's gone through with Bernie and Archie, and now that's opening his eyes to the bruises on her body. But when she's saying things like that, he's still not computing that it wasn't consensual what happened. And then you have Tobias, and she says the same things to him. And Tobias's ASPD is way worse than Cade's. And he just like is like, oh no, you didn't fall down the stairs. Someone killed like my granddaughter. Someone like did that. someone did that to you, who's hurting you, what happened? Like, and he like immediately then and there knew that she hadn't like purposely slept with during Insatiable, you don't know with
She
Jason.
told him.
But well, no, she's not straight up. She did not tell him
Yes, she
straight up.
did.
She said the same words. No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She she was
I just
being she
listened
is
to it today. She told him straight up. I'll find it. But if he ever sat down and let me explain, he'd know that the 10-second video he was sent was heavily edited from 3 hours of drugging and non-consensual activity. She tells him straight up. She told Tobias what happened.
yeah, I guess he just puts two and two together on the other thing. But either way, okay, she said enough to Kate that he should have been able to put it together.
Yeah,
We
but
were
he's
able to put
blind.
it together.
Well, he's blinded by hatred.
But he doesn't really hate her. I mean, he's been stalking her for the last 2 years. I mean, he has to see her every day or he goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, how much can you really hate a person if you have to go and watch them shop at the mall because you haven't seen them in 24 hours? It just, I
Yeah,
think Cage's just blinded by crazy. I mean, I love him, but blinded by crazy is him and Insatiable. His emotion, well, I mean, he doesn't
There's
really
a
know what
lot going
emotions
on.
are, but he's just so all, it's like, do you hate her? Like, I don't think you've ever really hated her. I think, like, you want to hate
he
her
was just so
because of what
angry.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you just want to hate her because of what happened, but also, like, he's to blame too. Like, if he really loved her, he would have listened to what she had to say. And I know
Yeah,
that
but
he does really love her, but I'm saying, like, if
he
he's
can't
partly to
control his
blame.
emotion for sure, but he can't control his emotions.
Yeah.
And he sees Stacey cheating on him in a video and it is making that assumption and is betrayed by her, is betrayed by that person in the video, which we find out to be Jason later, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And then he probably fucking went to his dad and Tobias was probably like, fuck her. So,
Actually, no, that's not. That's why he doesn't talk to his dad for 2 years. Because even Tobias was using his brain, and he was like, "Well, maybe you should like talk to her, like hear her out, listen to what she has to say. Like if you really care, that's what you should be doing." And Cade lost his shit on his dad and went, "Fuck you! Like clearly you don't care about me if you're telling me to like talk to her about this. Like how dare you say that to me?" And then he didn't talk to his dad for 2 years.
yeah.
But no, yeah, no, that's why he doesn't talk to his dad for 2 years. Because even his dad was using his brain. It was like, no. Like, yeah, Tobias was more mean about it to Stacy up front, being like, my son tried to kill himself because of you, like, blah, blah, blah. But when he actually had the conversation with his son, like, 2 years ago when everything happened, the conversation was that he should listen to Stacy, hear her out, see what she has to say, and Kate didn't want to listen to it. So even his psychotic father, who locked his mom in a dog cage, can use his brain enough to be like, you should hear her out. Ask her exactly what happened, because it doesn't sound like the Stacy you've been telling me about. This
Yeah.
doesn't sound like the girl that you've been seeing. And even Tobias could see that. So I could get like, yes, being angry, but when your psychotic father who doesn't know right from wrong is even telling you that something's not right here, just ask the question. Like he could have talked to her, and he was gonna talk to her that day that he met Bernie, but he
Yeah.
chose going to Bernie's instead of just going into that dance studio and talking to her because he didn't want to face it. And then he ended up in a much worse fucking position than he is because he wouldn't just open his mouth and ask her what happened.
Mm.
And then we got everyone gets dragged into this mess for the foreseeable future, and everything's fucked. And Jesus fucking
It is
Christ.
also like on Stacey too, just being like she easily could have just been like, "Hey,
Oh, for sure, she could have communicated what Chris was doing. For sure. Like, and she had shown up that night to tell him what had happened. Like, she walked in and was like crying and stuff. And he goes, "What's wrong? Like, what's going on?" And she was like, "I need to tell you what happened. Like on my girls' night last night." And his phone dinged, and he got the video. And she was in the middle of. She was about to confess it. She was about to tell him
Right.
what happened. But he gets the video.
Shit
And he
hits the fan
watches the
again.
video and does not listen to what she has to say at all. She was about to tell him before the video was even sent. She was never going to try to hide this information from him. She was about to tell him everything. And from a position of someone who's been in an abusive relationship, no, she's not in a relationship with Chris, but she is forced to live with him. Her own father wouldn't listen to her when she asked for help. And back then, Cade isn't who he is now. Like, yes, Cade now could take Chris. It would be no problem. Cade back then, who knows? They're also 4 years younger than Chris. So like, I could see that being scary because she knows Cade's not gonna be able to control himself and he's gonna go off the rails and he's gonna try to do something and he could get himself hurt from being in like something like that and having everyone ask after why I didn't say something, why I wasn't just honest about what was going on, why I hid it. You don't have rational thought. Like there is no rational thought in that situation. And I don't think she can be blamed for like I get it. I was reading it and I'm frustrated with her like, "Oh my God, just speak." But then I think and I'm like, "But wasn't my entire family telling me to do the same thing?" Like it's it's a honest showing of what happens to people in abusive situations like that.
I
It's
think also,
so hard to say it.
well, I think also
Like you
too, she went to her dad
can't.
and her dad didn't believe her.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she told her
And it
dad
was a
before it
huge
And
was
then,
factor.
physically abusive. And now
yeah,
she's like in a
Because she
worse
did tell
situation.
someone, right? And then he was
yeah,
just like,
He doesn't do
you're
anything about
fucked.
it.
Yeah,
And it's
so
the,
of course she's now
yeah.
like, what do I
well,
do?
now
No
no
one's
one's
gonna
going to
believe
believe
me.
me. My own father won't
Nobody.
believe me. Yeah,
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 Yeah.
that
Because
exactly.
fucked
she
her
told
up.
the
Yeah,
person that should protect her.
yeah,
Yeah.
And he was a shitty dad and he didn't, and so she's never going to tell anyone else. Like that's just going to be how it's going to be, and she's definitely not going to tell her boyfriend who has no control over his emotions and at that point was like just starting to work out. Like he was still this scrawny stoner. Like what was Cade going to do? Like in all honesty, Cade back then was scared to even think about picking up a gun. Like
yeah,
he couldn't have done anything back then,
yeah.
and telling him really would have hurt him. So like I do
Mm,
get like her point of view. She should have said something, but she maybe like to Aria or something, and they would have like helped her out. But and obviously Nora is no help as we find out later on. Like there would have been no point for her to go to
no.
Nora. But even Kyle, her other stepbrother, he would have. But because
Hmm.
she's now told her dad, why would Kyle, who's blood related to Chris, pick her side when her dad, who's blood related to her, didn't?
Hmm.
Right? So, like, I can see why. I don't think that you could say that Stacy's at fault in that case. Because when it came to the reason they broke up, she was in the process of trying to tell him. And it's just horrible timing that that video came through just before she could say anything. She
Yeah,
was
but
there
she could
to
have
tell
just
him.
tried harder after.
But she's screaming at him, like, listen to me, like, please don't go, like, please listen to what happened, like, I'm trying to tell. And what is she gonna do? Chase him? She was already chasing him. He's not listening to her. He won't listen to a word she says. He's just screaming back that she's a fucking bitch, that she cheated, blah, blah, blah. No words she's getting out are going into his head.
No, I know, but like
You
after.
can't talk to a brick wall. No, and she has tried after. Even like he kind of disappeared after that, obviously because of the Bernadette thing or
Yeah.
whatever, and she wouldn't have known that. So he's missing for this amount of time. They think he's at university, whatever. The first time she sees him, like truly sees him again, is when he picks her up from that one night stand. Oh yeah, you just picked me up from one night stand. You're my ex who refuses to speak to me. He barely talked to her in the car. Like she kept trying, he wouldn't. Oh, I'm just gonna randomly be like, oh yeah, it was like the worst, like it would be the weirdest timing ever. I could see why it would be like she's already in shock. He's picking her up.
And he's a
Then
dick
after
to
that, it's
her.
kind of like, and he's an asshole. He was being an asshole, like who wants to have a conversation with that? Nobody,
No, but
especially a
I mean,
conversation like that.
also, but like maybe I'm just a different person because
Yeah,
I don't care about timing. Be like, I need to tell you this, and you so you can shut the fuck up and you can regret everything you've done for the last 2 years. Now we're stuck in a car together. You're gonna fucking listen to me. Here it is.
yeah, and I think the problem is that when they like are stuck together after that, and they have the whole hotel thing, and they have to take another flight, and then they have to hide in another hotel because the family doesn't know he has this money, and blah blah.
Hmm.
She does multiple times try to have a conversation with him,
But
and every
she
time he gets pissed
fails.
off, he walks out and he gets drunk, and then when he comes back, he's so goddamn out of it. She has to take
Yeah,
care of him.
no, but like, but she just goes, I didn't, and I understand it's hard to say out loud for sure,
It would
but
also be, imagine it in the sense that, like, okay, so when she told her dad, he didn't believe her about the other stuff Chris had done. And now it would kind of feel like she's having to have that conversation again with someone who thinks that she cheated and they hate her and like has blamed her for this situation for so long that like is it gonna sound like it's just an excuse at this point? Is he even gonna believe me when I say this? Like I could see like where it's coming from. Like if he like it's both it's miscommunication on
Yeah.
a whole new level of annoying,
Yeah.
but if he had it for 2 seconds back then, 2 years ago, listened for 2 seconds, or even weeks later, had to listen to his dad and just gone and talked to her when he got home, things would not be what they are. They would
Mhm.
have been different. He would have known from the beginning. Jason's life wouldn't have been fucking destroyed. Like, it's just if he had to
Why
listened for 2 seconds.
why didn't Jason ever say anything?
Jason told Gianna, but she was like, because Gianna wasn't sent the video, and we don't know this till the second book, but whatever. It's all connected to what we're talking about now. It's probably all going to be a hoopla up all over the place. But Gianna, Jason told Gianna wasn't sent a video. She never saw the video. He had a conversation with her and was trying to tell her what happened, and she refused to believe that Jason was forced to have sex with Stacy. Like, I guess he wasn't explaining it right or whatever because he's upset and he's distraught and he was drugged last night and forced to fuck his sister, like his brother's girlfriend, like, you know. And so he's probably not explaining it in the best capacity, but he's the one who told Gianna what happened. She doesn't believe him. She thinks he's a cheater and disgusting for, sleeping with someone who's that much younger than him, who happens to be his brother's girlfriend. Like, she thinks he's gross and she's not listening, and he's trying to say it as he runs out of that, or when Cade ends up showing up there to beat him up. He's trying to say it to Gianna as he's running out, and he's still trying to talk to her, but now he has Cade screaming at him that he's disgusting and he's gonna kill him. And he's trying to talk to Gianna, and now he's got Cade coming at him. He's trying to tell Cade, but Cade's too busy screaming. And then Gianna and Cade start having a side conversation about how disgusting they both are and they're not worth it. And then he just starts wailing on Jason after Gianna's gone away. Who's gonna try to have a conversation with that again? Jason actually basically got to have it. Gianna didn't listen to him. She didn't want to hear him out. Then Cade shows up, and now they're both screaming at him as he was still trying to say it during that entire fight. Like he's still trying to get it out. And every time he said two words, one of them would cut him off with something else and be like, blah, 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 blah. So like Jason had said something. What is he gonna go do? Go cry to his? I guess he probably could have gone to his dad and said something, but he's probably embarrassed that he couldn't like save them both. He probably feels like maybe he is at fault because he did tell Gianna what happened and she didn't believe him, still left him. So like I could see like and Cade probably wants does the same thing that he does with Stacy and just doesn't listen to him. Just walks away, doesn't listen. Probably has even less contact with Jason than he does with Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see why, because it's not that Jason never said anything. Jason said something, wasn't believed, and then tried to tell his brother, and his brother wouldn't listen, just like he wouldn't listen to Stacy. And then later that night, he ends up with Stacy on a bridge because Stacy's trying to jump off of it, and he's the one who rescues her. They're probably both like fuck, like it's just like it would totally fuck you mentally, especially when he did tell Gianna and she didn't listen. And then having Cade show up while he's still trying to convince Gianna of like what happened, and
Mm-hmm.
now Cade's not listening either. So they both tried that day, but there was not like a lot of getting words out when those two are screaming bloody murder at you either way. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why he didn't say something later. I do remember, I haven't got to that part yet because it happens in restitution, but I do remember that Kate or Stacy had had a conversation with Jason and they had talked about it. And I don't remember exactly how that conversation went, but it had something to do with Jason saying that he never wanted to talk about it again. Like he felt like he was at fault and he never wanted to speak about it again. And so he was victim blaming himself. And that's why he never said anything because he didn't want to believe that he was a victim, I
Mm-hmm.
think, is a lot of what it was. So it's a whole complex, complicated fucking thing. And then you have Cade who got in bed with the goddamn head of police of Scotland. I would like to know how the fuck did Bernadette Sawyer get voted for that?
Why?
I just, you know, I mean, how is she able to? I guess we only ever see the grimy, gross side of her, but like when you're so evil underneath, how are you able to hide that so well in public? Also, can I just say, I know you don't see her in the first book, but I just have to point this. Her daughter is so annoying. I can't stand her daughter. I can't stand her. I can't stand that whole family. They're
It's
all a bunch
probably
of weirdos.
honestly, she probably just became a cop and was corrupt, but so many other cops are also corrupt, and the
Yeah.
corrupt ones got her ahead. She was
I think
in she was in bed with,
a lot of bad people.
yeah, and a lot of
Yeah.
powerful people.
I think one of the most disgusting things is what her husband does.
Ugh.
Like for a
Yeah.
living. Like that he's this politician that helps like women and children that are like abused and like sexually like abused and harassed, and it's like, how is that your fucking job? You do this and you like help these people, and then behind the scenes you're the one that they need the saving from. Like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, it's a real
And
nice
he's just
front.
like, and he just is like
Like,
so gross and grimy when like Kate's leaving and goes, oh, did she keep you up all last night? And it's just like,
oh, and he's so
but
cocky.
like
He's
they
so
all,
cocky.
and like they know that he doesn't like it, so why is he all like haha chummy about like just what the fuck?
No. And then he's
They're
so
both
cocky though.
fucking.
He's always telling Kate like, "Oh yeah, like you better watch yourself because I'm gonna fucking kill like blah blah blah." It's like we all know Kate could take you in a fucking fight, you moron. Like, do you really think you're gonna win that fight?
They should have never, like, it was their mistake that they trained him so well. Like,
Yeah.
if
Also,
you're going to
yeah,
train a fucking killer, you better
you
be
think he's
nice to them.
yeah. Like, are you dumb? But there's also they're dumb. Like, when they took Cade, when they decided to plan this whole thing, Archie said to Bernadette that this is a bad idea. He's Tobias Mitchell's son. This does not seem like a smart decision to make. And she was like, "Oh no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine." And all it took was her letting Archie like have be able to watch her and Kate having sex, and he was like, "You know what? Like, it's what is Tobias gonna do about it?" Like, bro, you better hope he never finds out and he never gets out because you're not gonna like what happens to you. Like,
Nope.
how dumb can you be? You literally said yourself it's a bad idea to mess with Tobias Mitchell. And then what do? You create
A worse
another
version of him?
version of him that's
A
way more dangerous.
trained killer version of
They
Tobias
trained
Mitchell?
Tobias Mitchell. That's what they did. They took Tobias Mitchell and they trained him. They like made like a way worse Tobias Mitchell. Like, how
Yeah,
dumb are you? You're scared of Tobias Mitchell. You just made his son even worse. You know
yeah.
he has these brain conditions too. Like, you know that he's not normal. What makes you think that you can really entrap someone like that? Like,
And
and
if you
to mess
do,
with his family? Do they not? They were alive during the whole Tobias and Aria thing. Do they not remember what happened when people started messing with Aria and what Tobias did?
they're dumb.
Because also,
They see
FYI,
power
you
and they see
idiots.
money and
Yeah,
they,
they want it and they want
yeah,
it all. But the problem is that they also, it's like, okay, well, like, we're not gonna fuck with Tobias. We're gonna fuck with his son, and then we're gonna threaten the son. We're gonna threaten the son's family because, yeah, that's a good idea. When Tobias has shown that he's the most dangerous when you threaten his family, well, just so you're aware, Cade's family is Tobias's family. You fucking idiots! Like, what are
mhm,
you doing? What do you think you're doing? The only one Tobias probably would be fine with is if something happened to Base. He'd probably be relieved.
yeah,
But the rest of us would not be.
no.
But like, they're just so like they even went into it knowing that. And the thing is that you find out later, whatever, that Bernadette just wanted Tobias originally. So she
Yeah.
made a worse
Hmm.
version with Cade? Because the
Hmm.
reason she couldn't get Tobias was because he was locked in a mental institution because he's
But
this
she
fucking
has
crazy.
all this fucking power. She could have got him out if she wanted him
She
that
could have.
badly.
Yeah,
But
Like she
she
for
didn't
has,
sure.
because she knew she couldn't control him. So she took his son. You can't control the dad. You think you
Let's
can
just take
control
a
the son because of
younger,
age.
stronger, smarter, probably more fucked up version of the man I actually want, and let's go train
And
him
give
to
him
be a
training.
killer. And let's go and teach him how to do all this and give him all these resources and give him
Yeah.
all these people and all these weapons and all these things, and let's do that, and let's give him basically free reign, keep him on a leash, but then
Yeah.
also let's treat him like shit if he does something, or he doesn't want to do something, or he does
Yeah.
something wrong. Let's treat him like actual dog shit and make it worse and make it worse and make it worse. You don't think he's gonna fucking snap?
When they started going for Stacy, I was like, oh, you've just, like, where in your brain space? Like when Archie showed up and got so cocky when the thing on the bike and then they chased him out and the whole plane thing happens and he gets so cocky about it and it's like, oh, you think you could talk to a girl, blah blah blah. Stacy is Cade's Aria. Look what happened when people tried to take Aria away from Tobias in for reasons for her health, and now you're taking Stacy to hurt her. Like, not just try to save her or
Yeah.
anything, something that, like Tobias was able to learn over the years. Cade is never going to be able to forgive you if you hurt her. Do you really want that coming after you? Because the whole reason they're able to keep him on a leash is by threatening his family. Why they
Well,
thought
and
that they
he's
could
so
actually,
depressed too, though. He's so
yeah,
depressed and so heartbroken. He like really didn't give a shit about himself, and he
in the
only really
beginning, yeah,
cared.
about his family. So, like, in the back of your head, you're kind of like, wait, the only way they can keep this kid on his leash is by threatening his family constantly or his loved ones constantly. How are they gonna actually go and start hurting his loved ones? Because eventually he's like, if you actually hurt them, now you have nothing to hold him with. There's nothing holding him back now, and now he's just gonna go. Where does that make sense? Because the moment you actually act on your threats against him, now he's just gonna come for you.
And also,
Like,
too, they created this person who's widely known and widely, I wouldn't necessarily call him respected, but he has a reputation
feared.
and people are aware of him. They're not gonna go against him. They'll go against the
No.
old crotchety fucking lady though. And the old fucking weird
Weird
gross
dude.
fuck. I don't even know what Archie is, just other than a fucking weirdo.
Gross fuck
Gross.
works.
Like, no, they're going to pick Cade's side because they're scared of him. They aren't scared of the lady that puts people in contact with other people. Like, if
Like,
he's gonna
sorry,
wage a war, like, he's gonna go and get the fucking also corrupt, shitty people and come after you.
you
Because
know
they
what
also would
blows
want
my
her position. Like,
hmm You know
Mm,
what blows my mind the most and like actually makes me think that she's probably the dumbest person on planet Earth and it actually frustrates me so much because I'm like, "Oh my God, like you're just oozing cockiness in a way that makes me want to vomit when she threatens base." I'm like,
mm.
he is the heir to the Russian mafia and you want to you're going to go after him.
Yeah, she's got balls, man.
You're going to go after him.
go for
Like,
it.
do you know what's going to happen to you when they find out? You're not just going to have Cade and Tobias Mitchell on your fucking
You're gonna have
asses.
a
You're going to have the
full fucking mafia
entirety
against you.
of the Russian mafia on your ass.
Yeah.
How dumb is she? Like,
Yeah.
actually, how stupid do you have to be? She's so fucking cocky. She thinks no one can touch nothing. It's like, dude. And then she gets even cockier later on when she is able to get base, but it's like, only because his family's not aware yet. You think that they're gonna let this happen? They're not. They're not. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, neither is Tobias. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna come for you, and it's gonna be. It's just like, oh my God, she just pisses me off
She's
so
just the
fucking much.
worst.
She pisses
Mm-hmm.
me off so much. Like it's not even like villains in other books where I'm like, they just like what they're doing is not okay, and I hate them.
Hmm.
With her, she is so unbelievably cocky that it actually like irritates me. Like it's irritating. Like that you think that you're all that. Like
Hmm.
that's what drives me crazy about her. I'm like, yeah, you're doing horrible things and I hate you for that. But the irritating part is that you think no one can touch you. Like that you
Yeah, 'cause
think
you're
you're
a
like the
police
best thing
chief?
out there.
Okay. Like you're a
Yes,
police
I
chief
understand. Yeah.
in
Of all of
Scotland.
Scotland. Cool. Of all of Scotland, cool, you're the head of the police.
Ooh.
And you have this underground ring. Do you really think that's going to protect you from the Russian mafia? Also, do you think it's going to protect you from two psychopaths who have no emotion? Where, like, how dumb? How dumb do you have to be? Like, how fucking dumb? It just irks me so much. Like,
Yeah.
just, if I was to ever go into these books, if, like, there was some magic portal that could send me into these books, the way I would just strangle her and shake her. Like, how dumb are you? You're so fucking stupid. Like, I just
Hmm.
want to, like, shake her, like, by the neck and be like, how, like, hello? Brain? Do you have one?
But
Like,
honestly, though, if we shook all
oh,
these people in all these books, we wouldn't have a book.
I know, but she just irks me so much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
I
know,
also wanted to
she just
fucking
pisses me
shake
off.
Kate and be like, can you fucking listen for a
Yeah,
second?
but,
Can
like, in
you
a different
relax?
way. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
But like,
it's just, oh.
no, I would have just fucking sat there and let her and watched her fucking downfall. And I'd be like, this is
Like,
fucking
I just.
hilarious because you're so stupid.
Like she thinks she's just so cocky. I hate cocky people. I think that's what it is. Like cocky people are like my biggest like irritant on planet Earth. Like they just annoy me. And she's probably the queen of cockiness. I'll give her that. She's the queen of something and it's cockiness that does not belong. Okay? You're not
Yeah.
actually that great. Like it's just
Yeah.
sorry. She just really even just thinking about her like it just like that TikTok sound? It's like, and all of a sudden I hear this, oh God,
Grading. Yeah.
grating. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I think of Bernadette. That's how I feel. Every time she comes on the page, I'm like,
Then what do you
sorry.
think of fucking Archie?
He's just in, fuck, ugh. I want to cut off his
He's like
fucking,
an annoying
ugh.
gnat. He's
He's
just
just,
annoying.
I literally want to cut off his dick and balls, cut his eyes out of his sockets, force his eyes into his mouth, then shove his dick in his mouth, sew it shut, and then I want to put his balls where his eyes used to be. I just he just I don't know. I can't with them. Like I cannot. They piss me off so much. So
That's how I feel about
much.
Chris as well. Fucking hate him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to make Archie, prior to doing that to him, I want to make him get Bernadette pregnant somehow. And then I want to sew her up down there. So by the time the baby comes, we have to cut her open just all the way. Like we'll save the baby. We'll watch it for 18 years and make sure it's not psychotic like you two. Like, but like, oh, I just can't. I just want to cause them the most pain imaginable. They just piss me off so much. And Chris. You're gonna throw Chris in that pile, obviously, because he deserves it. But he's just stupid. Like, I feel like
He's
I could deal with
fucked.
him a lot faster.
Yeah.
The other one's annoying. That's the difference. I hate Chris. Like, hate him. These two annoy me. I am much
Yeah.
worse with people that annoy me than hate me. That I hate, or sorry, I'm much worse with people that annoy me rather than the ones that I hate.
Yeah.
Like I
Hmm.
just hate you. Like fuck you. But if you annoy me, like I just wanna I can't.
Yeah.
Like I hate being annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Yeah.
you just annoy the living daylights out of me. Like I can't. No. No, I can't. I can't do it with annoying people and they just annoy the goddamn. At least Chris isn't annoying. Like I hate him, but he doesn't annoy me.
Yeah, he just needs to.
You know, like everything he does makes sense for his personality and we'll just live, but like at least like when people are bigger and badder than him he's able to realize that and he runs.
Yeah.
At least he has that. Okay,
Yeah.
the other two are just stupid. They're just stupid. I can't.
They think they're so smart though.
Oh, like I can't. Oh, I just don't. I can't. No.
Like I think that like Chris is like I don't think he's dumb. I think he knows that like
No, he's smart.
one day people are gonna fucking figure out what's going on. He's just probably glad that she hasn't said anything to anybody.
Yeah. No,
He's
Chris is just
lucky.
so desperate to get her to love him because I think he knows that if he has to trick her before everyone else finds out because he's on a time clock here. If he
Mm-hmm.
can't get her to have some weird Stockholm syndrome with him soon, then
Mm-hmm.
people are going to start coming from him eventually. He's
Mm-hmm.
not dumb. He has safe houses prepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least he has a brain. Archer and Bernie are just walking around through the streets of all of Europe, just being like, oh, yes, I'm much better than you. Kate, come here. Yes, you're like a little lapdog. Just that, like, what is he? A fucking, like, hello? Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like,
know
you
why
know what
he
it
didn't
is?
just like when she was walking one day, why he didn't set up with a sniper and just fucking peg them both off.
Probably because
Truthfully.
because she had things set in place to release about him, sending him to prison, get his dad like stuck in stuff. Like she had stuff in place. She did have like a safe proof plan. He says that multiple times when he thinks about murdering them. But he could have like that's
Yeah,
why
but
he
what
ends up
if they
going to
just
base
died?
his
Like, what if
family.
they just got in a car accident?
That would be different. But it would have to be like actually like proved that it was an accident probably. Because she probably has like other like dirty cops or something that would make sure it was an accident and Cade wasn't behind it. Or else they would like release this shit or whatever. Because she has so many people on her payroll. But like the one thing that you know what it is like? You know those idiots that like try to tame bears and like think they can have a bear as a pet or a tiger as a pet? That's what they are. They're trying to tame these wild fucking animals, huge wild animals, and think, "Ah, it's never gonna attack me. It loves me. I'm horrible to it, but it loves me. It would never eat me." Like
Yeah.
that woman that was her snake was slowly getting ready to eat her in her sleep.
Okay,
I'm
fuck
like,
no.
that's what it's like. It's like,
Ugh.
that's what it's like. It's like you idiots. Like he's preparing, and one day he's going to eat you in your sleep.
Hold on, can we back
That's
up
what it is.
this woman and a snake?
Yeah, her snake, she had like this huge like pet boa constrictor or whatever, and she slept with it at night. And it was having yeah, and one day she noticed it wasn't like eating or whatever, and she was like concerned. So she took her snake to the vet, and the vet's like, yeah, it's like preparing to eat you. Like it's emptying its stomach completely so it can eat you. They're like, we need to put this thing down. And she's like, no, 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 no. Like, it loves me, it loves me. And they're like, yeah, it wants to eat you. It wants to eat you. Like, it is preparing itself to eat your body while you sleep. But yeah, yeah, that was an actual thing that happened. Because
Who
people
sleeps with
are
a snake?
stupid.
It's
Stupid
disgusting.
people.
Who sleeps
Stupid
with a snake
people.
though?
I don't know.
Stupid people.
Slithering in your
Stupid people.
bed. Ugh.
But like not even like a small one. Like I'm talking like full grown like boa.
I'm canceling my tattoo.
Like it would have wrapped around her in her sleep and slowly suffocated her and then it would have ate
Ugh.
her. That's what it would have done. That's what it was preparing to do, and that's what's happening with Kate. Kate is the boa constrictor preparing to eat them, and one day he's going to eat them in their sleep because they're stupid. They're sleeping with the animal,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to get bit. That's what happens. So you don't go to the zoo and stick your hand in the fucking lion cages. You know what? Archie and Bernadette are stupid. They probably would. They'd be like so cocky. Oh, this lion won't bite me. Like that's what they're like. They just irk me, irk me, irk me,
Toss them in
irk me.
there.
I can't. Like, I should write a
Yeah.
fan fiction where like I toss them into like a lion's den and just watch them be brutally shredded into pieces.
Like that girl that died in Australia.
Now that's horrible. But yes, the Archie and Bernadette deserved that.
But yeah,
That
like
poor
something
girl
like
did
that.
not, but they do. There are people that deserve horrible deaths, and then there's people that unfortunately, you know what? The horrible deaths happen to the good people.
I know.
And then it's just like, no, that asshole deserved to die like that. You did not. You deserve to go peacefully in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just unfair. But that's the way the world works. But yes, if I could pick anybody to be eaten alive while I watch, it would be Bernie and Arnadette. I mixed their names. It would be
Choke
Bernadette and Archie.
Arnadette.
Arnadette, yeah. Oh my
Whatever their
God.
fucking names are.
But you know what I mean. Okay, I would come for those two. That's who I would watch be eaten alive. I can't.
Urchinette.
I cannot. No. Like I know sharks hate the taste of humans, like they won't purposely eat us, but I would chum that water full of fish chum and blood and throw them in and just watch them be ripped apart.
Ugh.
Do you guys ever worry about what goes on in my brain? Because sometimes I
No.
say things and I worry.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, but like, yeah. No, it gives Stassi Schroeder. Actually, I was rewatching old episodes and she was like saying that, and Jax is like, I don't know where she comes up with this stuff, but she's always finding new ways to think of murdering somebody. And I'm
Yeah.
like, me too, Stassi.
Yeah. Stassi's the best. I fucking love
Yeah,
her.
I love Stassi. But no. Yeah, no. Stassi would have the best form of torture for these two. Like, Tobias and
What?
Kate should have consulted with Stassi and they would have come up with some pretty good torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is the devil.
She is. She knows it. Oh my God.
What is your favorite part? Did you even have one?
Base. I love Base. Base is hilarious. I love their first kiss. The story of their first kiss is so sweet. I love that they were both each other's first kiss, even though they were 18. And it makes sense coming from both perspectives. Like obviously for Cade, and he just like was never really attracted to anyone else. He kind of has the same of his dad. His dad was never attracted to anyone until Arya. He's that way with Stacey, so of course he hasn't had his first kiss, and then of course Stacy's is a little darker and like she's already has someone at home who's like for it. She has really bad ideas about that kind of stuff because of Chris. So like her and Cade being Shelley's first kiss and it just being such an innocent thing as playing dares with your friends and getting dared to go in the tent. It's just super wholesome and I think that's my favorite part. And Base. Base is the comedic relief that we all
Love
need
him.
while dealing with these people.
Hmm.
Yeah. What
He's
about you
great.
guys?
I really liked it was in the present. It was after a sad part. When he
They
was
usually are.
on drugs and didn't realize it was her.
Mm,
Hmm.
And the next morning though, he's like in a clear head and they end up like back in bed like cuddling and he's like I really like this. I really like not having a phone and like just being here with her and they were in a good space until,
yeah,
it got fucked up again. But it was
yeah.
just like this could work if you motherfuckers just talk to each other.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. What about
Just
you?
like yeah, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just like the flashbacks. I loved seeing when things were like pure and cute and but at the same time it breaks my heart seeing the outside of them, knowing how fucked up they become.
Yeah,
It's like a catch, like I don't know.
I saw a
yeah,
TikTok and someone was like, all these flashbacks, arcade having an episode, and that's what he's thinking of in
Mm,
those moments.
you said
yeah.
that, yeah. It's
Every
so
one of the
sad.
flashbacks is him having an episode. Yeah, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Every time you get a cute moment of them, it's because Kate's suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to think about it. I try really hard. I also want to destroy your guys' days. So I'm just gonna ask. Obviously I was a theater girly. We've mentioned it multiple times. So I'm very familiar with The Greatest Showman. And the soundtrack actually from now on is a song that we typically use for the graduating class in theater. And I'm just curious, do you guys
Oh, you were
know any
too
of the
old.
lyrics?
Yeah,
Do you know any of the lyrics
yeah,
from now on?
yeah. I've seen The Greatest Showman like 6 times. I know the entire song.
Okay, I need you to listen to the entire song. Like, it's well only thinking of Kate and Stacey.
Okay.
Oh God.
It's I've had it stuck in my head for days, and for some reason I'm blanking on it now, so I can't unfortunately I cannot sing it to you. But it's depressing when you think about them. It's horrible. It makes me want to just cry. From now
I have to watch that
on.
movie.
You've never seen it?
No, but I really need to
It's
watch it now
from
because
now
it's
on.
Yeah,
all
It's
you
so
do.
fucked up.
basically about two people finding each other again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Trying to fight through the darkness is one of the
Yeah,
lyrics. But like when you think about where they are for most of this, it's just depressing because they're just fighting like constantly,
yeah.
like they never stop, and it's just like. But yeah, you
Hmm.
need to. We're gonna watch the movie. We'll watch the movie. By the end of this series of Leigh Rivers Universe, we have all watched the movie and we'll report back on what she thought and what I think while I watch it because
Wait,
I
you've never
haven't
seen The
watched it
Greatest
since.
Showman?
No, she's never
Mm-mm.
seen it. Yeah, that's insane to me. I love that movie.
It's
It's
so
so
good.
good. It's so good. Hugh Jackman is
Zac
amazing in
Efron,
any musical he's
Zendaya.
in. Zac Efron, Zendaya, yeah, it has a great cast. Um, have either of you ever seen Dawson's Creek?
No.
No, of course. Anyway, the wife is from that show as well. But yeah, the cast is amazing for that movie. And yeah, it's just the sets are it's just so fun and not fun sometimes, but it's fun. It's a good movie and you need to watch it. It has a happy ending.
Thank God.
So, and it's a musical though, obviously.
Well, I
Yeah.
figured with all of her singing and how much Cade loves that.
I'm Stacy when I watch that movie. Like I am so
Oh, I
Stacy.
bet.
I'm
Yeah.
like
I
jumping
could
around and
see it.
dancing and sound like a
Yeah.
dying cat. Yeah. I also can only hit the low notes. I can't hit the high notes. When I was reading it and it was like a flashback of her singing or whatever, and he's like, oh, she hit that Hugh Jackman note. I'm impressed. Oh, and the girl started singing again, and now it sounds like another dying cat. I'm like, that's me. That's me. I can hit
Yeah.
the low notes. I cannot hit the high ones. I actually sound like a dying seagull.
Pigeon.
I knew one of you was gonna do it. Okay, but that is the end of Insatiable. I know we were all over the map.
Yeah.
But
But this
next
book's
episode we
all
get to
all
talk
over the
about.
map.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all over. You kind of have to connect them when you talk about certain topics, but
Hmm.
Well,
um,
Bounces. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But next episode we get to talk about the voicemail. So stay tuned for that if you want to
mentally prep for
cry.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
Doesn't matter how many times I discuss or listen or read that voicemail, it hurts. It hurts badly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you back in Scotland next week. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Bye,
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 guys.
guys.
You know what?
that
I
was
give
actually
up.
pretty good.
Was it? It always sounds bad for me. Every time I think it's good, you guys are like, oh, we were so off. And then every time I think
That
it's
one
bad,
was
you're like, oh,
actually
that was
pretty
good.
good compared
Yeah.
to the others.
Yeah.
Is my, like, computer behind or something? Like,
Maybe.
why does it always sound off to me?